In this video, I'm going to share with you 5 simple steps to achieve financial freedom. Understanding and implementing these steps will lead to a better life and a wealthy future. If you are interested in a practical guidance, then pay special attention to this story. Let me introduce Daniel. He is 45 years of age and achieved his financial freedom already last summer. When he was young, his future didn't look that great. The parents owned a restaurant before he was born, but lost everything during a flooding. There was no insurance to compensate for the damages. Consequently, his father worked a farming job for a small wage to keep the family afloat. The mother stayed at home to take care of Daniel. His early life memories were mainly unhappy ones. He slept on the couch as the parents could afford only a very small apartment. The school bus was too expensive, forcing him to ride bicycle during summer and winter. He also had a difficult time making friends at school. Going to the movies or hanging out at the local diner was out of the question, as he had never money to afford any of this. On weekends, he also did a farming job to earn a few extra bucks together with his dad. Daniel wanted a better life for himself, where he would not have to worry about finances anymore. So the time went on. One weekend after his work, he walked home as usual. Suddenly, rain was pouring over him. A moment later, a large car stopped next to him. A well-dressed gentleman got off with an umbrella and offered him a ride. Daniel was hesitant at first because he was dirty from the field. Since the rain got very intense and the walk home would take another 30 minutes, Daniel took the kind offer and jumped into the car. Little did he know that this decision would change his life forever. Daniel told the man about his struggle and that he was eager to achieve financial freedom. The kind man turned out to be a self-made millionaire who started with nothing off as well. He liked to share his experience with the next generation and therefore offered to mentor Daniel as he was in the area for the next few weeks. Daniel happily accepted the offer as he was hungry for a better life. See how he learned and applied these 5 steps on his journey to financial freedom. The mentor asked, "Daniel, what is financial freedom to you? A 7-figure bank account? A house without any outstanding mortgage and a financial safety buffer in place? Continuous cash flow without the necessity to work for an employer? Or all of that combined?" Daniel thought for a moment and realized he never really understood what financial freedom means to him exactly. He had decent aspirations. He wanted to stop working and have sufficient money to take care of his parents and himself. But he never did any calculation to identify how much money he would need for that. This is the most important thing to understand. Do you know your number for financial freedom? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. We will get back to this calculation in a short moment. But there are a few more urgent things to cover first. 1. Emergency fund. It is the most important consideration before anything else. The mentor explained to Daniel that he should come up with a list and think about all possible emergencies that could either cost money or prevent him from earning money. Here is an example. Broken washing machine or stove, leaking water pipes, or worse, a car damage that could prevent you from driving to work. Think about if a few days of sickness are covered by the insurance or not. Daniel never set aside any money before. After completing the list, he came up with a number equivalent to 1 month's net salary as basic emergency fund. This money he locked away and would only touch in these emergencies. Now he worried a little bit less, which gave him a strong push to continue, and he was excited to learn about the next lesson. 2. Debt. To finance his first furniture for the new apartment and to support his parents with a new car, he took a few loans on credit cards and from banks. The mentor explained to him, debt used for consumption is the number one reason people remain poor and never get ahead. He requested Daniel to work out a plan to pay back all his debt as soon as possible. Daniel listed the debt he had at each lender and started to pay as much as he could every month. He would pay the debt with highest interest first. After that, the next highest, and so on. This allowed him to pay back all his debt in a short time, as the major focus of all financial decisions was set to this target. 3. Budget. Now Daniel was ready for his next big step on the journey. The mentor explained to him that a proper budget is key to understand the required money to be financially free. Daniel wrote down his income and all expenses. There were 2 sources of income. Besides his farm job that he meanwhile did full time, he earned some money delivering newspapers twice a week. The expenses were mainly rent, health insurance, food, and utilities. He also saved a small amount for his emergency fund every month, so he gradually strengthened his safety net. If the debts were not fully repaid yet, of course, a major part of the priority should be focused here. The difference between income and expenses is the savings, which is available for the journey to financial freedom. The mentor further described that the budget has to be planned for at least 30, better 50 years into the future. You may think your income and spending looks completely different already 5 years from now. This is correct and exactly the point. Only with a long-term budget you have the understanding where you are today and can lay out the direction you need to go. Here is an example. Last year, your monthly income was $2,000 and spending $1,950. The savings available for investing was $50 at this time. But how to get from here to financial freedom? Always ask yourself 2 questions. How can I increase my income? And how can I reduce my expenses? To increase the income, you could add another job, write an online blog or a book, create YouTube videos, and many others. Also, things that are not directly measurable can add significantly to your future income. Reading books and doing training courses for your personal development is as important as saving. To reduce the expenses, always ask yourself these 2 questions. What do I need? And what do I want? Food, shelter, and clothes are basic needs to survive and belong to the category need. Designer clothes, on the other hand, or going out for pizza and having vacations, are not needed for survival and therefore rather luxuries. They are described as wants. The more you can sacrifice from your wants today, the faster you will get to financial freedom. In the first year or 2, this will be very difficult as it comes with several life-changing decisions about your habits, your lifestyle, and potentially your social circle. Remember, this is not about sacrificing all joys of life. It is about your personal journey, making conscious decisions and take full responsibility of the outcome. 4. Target. Daniel had his income, expenses and savings mapped out for the next 50 years as the mentor told him to do. He also followed the advice to invest in education. He chose an online course for spreadsheets as he had no experience with it before. It later turned out this online course saved him a lot of time with his work on the budget. Now the mentor explained how to calculate the number of financial freedom. Most importantly, Daniel had to decide at what age he wanted to be financially free. He figured that he also had to be realistic to have sufficient time as the savings rate was very low at the beginning. So he set 25 years as his target. As he prepared the budget already for 50 years, he only had to look into his planned spending per year after year 25. Assuming the same lifestyle in future and considering 2% inflation annually, he would need $38,000 every year. This was his financial freedom number. And this is the reason why it is so important to have a long-term budget. Now he had every tool for his journey to early retirement on hand, except one: the source of income that will sustain his lifestyle year by year. 5. Investing. Daniel understood exactly how much he needed per year in 25 years from today. He followed the mentor's advice to continuously increase his income and reduce expenses, setting every year new targets. He managed to set aside $1,000 per month, adding up to $12,000 per year and $300,000 after 25 years. Thanks to the power of compound interest, this generated a total of $930,000 as he invested continuously in globally diversified ETF saving plans. This sum allowed him to take out $38,000 every year for his consumption. Or, in other words, 4% of his invested money. The remaining capital remained invested and continued to work hard for him year by year. With these 5 steps well understood, Daniel thanked his mentor for the valuable lessons and went on with his life. Now, at the age of 45, he achieved his financial freedom. He is happily married with his wife Sandra. Together they have one son at the age of 5. With his passive income, Daniel also supports his parents with groceries from time to time. Overall, he is very happy as he achieved his ambition early in life. As you probably now understood, the number for financial freedom is different from person to person. Also, it does not depend on how much you earn, but rather how good you manage your resources. If you take only 2 things away from this story, then hopefully it is: 1. Always budget ahead and think about how to increase income and how to reduce expenses. And 2. Everyone can achieve financial freedom. A clear definition of the target and a consequent follow-through has to be in place. Are you already financially free? Or have you started the journey yet? What was most valuable to you in this story? Leave a comment below and share your thoughts. If you enjoyed the story, give it a like and subscribe to my channel so you will not miss out on any update. This video was presented to you by The German Engineer, your channel for money, saving, efficiency and growth.